kaibigan! Good afternoon, everyone! And welcome po sa online press conference ng newest edition po sa Viva's Talent. Siyempre, sa dumaraming talents ng Viva Artist Agency at ng Viva, siyempre po, ito po ang online press con for Lorin Gutierrez. Yan, kung nakita nyo nga yung ABB kanina, talaga namang pinaghandaan, pinag-isipan ng mga taga-Viva ang pag-welcome kay Lorin. They're so excited lahat po ng mga taga-Viva ay excited sa pangunguna ni na Boss Vic Del Rosario, ni Veronique, ni Vincent, lahat-lahat yung magkakapatid, di ba? So yan, okay. Pero before we start po our press conference, allow me to acknowledge, syempre, ang mga kasamahan po natin, ang dear friends from the press. Yan, titingnan ko kung sino-sino na ba nandito. Eto, may mga kodigo ako dito eh. Tita Ase Amoyo, naku Tita Astor ha, ikaw ang unang magtatanong dahil ninang kanilo rin. Yan, so kailangan medyo nice ha. Okay, kasama na rin natin dito si Alex Rosas, syempre may Abante, Editor Dondon Serminio, Friendship Binya Bibar, Ana Pingol, Natalie Tomada, yan, kasama rin natin, yan, hanapin natin na sino pa mga ibang press people dito, Leo Bukas, si Kita Dahar, Lea Salterio, yan, tignan natin sino pang nandito. Si Ian Palingas, nakita ko na rin. Nandiyan si Roldan Castro, si yan, okay. MJ Malpori, yan. Siyempre, maya-maya ng konti, no? Marami pang mga mag-join sa atin, di ba? Siyempre, lahat excited, aba? Siyempre, ang panganay ni Rupa Gutierrez, finally, mag-aartista na. So, eto ha, wag na natin patagalin. Siyempre pa, alam natin lahat na ang 17-year-old girl na to ay kilalang models kasi abang hindi pa nga siya nag-artista, hindi pa siya makapag-decide noon na mag-artista kahit marami ng offer, talaga naman nagmo-model siya. Siyempre, isa rin siyang kilalang social media influencer. At siyempre, sino ba namang hindi nakakaalam na anak siya ni 1993 Miss World, Second Princess and Asia's Queen of Beauty, walang iba kundi ang actress TV host na si Rupa Gutierrez. At syempre ha, sa local movie industry, dito sa showbiz industry po natin, talaga namang kilala ang kanilang pamilya bilang influential, di ba? Bilang showbiz royalty. Kaya maituturing pong isang showbiz royalty ang i-welcome natin ngayong hapon na to. Actually, evening na. Oo. So eto this young lady already collaborated with several brands and has also appeared in some TV guesting na kasama niya ang kanyang Mami Rufa. Okay, aside from being a model, she is currently active on social media, especially on her Instagram account na kahit hindi pa naman talaga siya showbiz na maituturing ay may 590,000 followers na. At ngayon ngang nasa Viva siya, siguradong mas nadamay pa ang kanyang followers. Yan. Okay, pero aside from that, she's also producing for ang mga lifestyle vlogs sa kanyang YouTube channel. Okay? And by signing a management contract with Viva, she is now open to work with more brands and finally, establish her acting career. Yay! Aarte na nga siya, di ba? So, eto, without further ado, please welcome the newest addition to Viva's roster of artists, the very beautiful young lady, Lorin Gutierrez. Welcome to Viva, Lorin. Hello.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. To everyone who's here, thank you so much for having me. And of course, thank you to Viva. Thank you, Tita June, for hosting. Super excited for today. I can't wait.
Alam mo, Lorin, parang itong hosting na to parang stage uncle ako sa iyo, no? Sobrang excited ako. Ang taas ang energy ko kahit dito sa Beverly Hills, gabi na nga. Oo, past 10 p.m. na dito ngayon. Oo, pero abang pinapanood nila past ano na to, 3 a.m. past 3 a.m. actually, no? Pero eto excited kami, even yung Uncle Raymond, maaga kami umuwi from dinner kasi nga sabi ko I'm gonna host your welcome press con dito sa Viva. Pero yan, looking so beautiful, very light lang ng makeup. Kanina kausap ko mom mo, marami siyang bilin syempre, no? Oo, alam ko she's there. Oo, pero alam ko rin na handang-handa ka na sa pagpasok sa showbiz. So eto, Lorena, ako na muna. Anong ine-expect mo? Kinabahan ka ba? May takot ba na talaga naman ikaw nang mag-isang haharap ngayon sa press people? Before kasi nakaharap ka na rin, pero para dun sa press ko ng It Takes Guts to Be a Gutierrez reality show nyo, di ba? Pero this time, ikaw na talaga mag-isa. Okay, so anong feeling?
Honestly, wala naman ako masyadong takot. If anything, I just feel more excited. I can't wait to start this new journey and new chapter of my life. Parang buong buhay ko, I've been waiting when's the right time to finally do this and finally follow in my family's footsteps. And now that I'm almost 18, it just feels right. It feels like I'm comfortable finally. Kasi never naman sinabi ng family ko na kailangan mo tong gawin ngayon, or they never tried to rush me, they never tried to pressure me. So parang everything was at my own pace. And now I'm ready, I'm excited, wala naman akong takot or nervousness. I'm just really excited to put all my effort into this and see what this new chapter in my life where it takes me.
Yan, very well said, Lorin. Ang galing-galing. Talagang mukhang handang-handa ka na. Napaghandaan mo na talaga to. Pero eto para huwag kang masyadong kabahan. Sisimulan na natin ang Q&A. Uunahin na natin. Eto, ninang mo to, ninang yan. Nililino ko, ninang yan, para maging so nice siya sa'yo. Oo, yan na lang ireregalo niya sa'yo. Let's all welcome Ninang Aster Amoyo. Hi, Ninang.
Hi,
Yan, talagang
Tina!
Alam mo, my God, you're so big na. Dami ko na utang sa iyo. Dito yung nakikita. I think the last time I saw you, you were, I think, yung birthday mo nung when you were 4 years old. Or
Gosh.
the last time I saw you. You're so beautiful, Lori. And of course, and turned into a fine lady. What made you decide na mag-showbiz? Because I thought all the while you were leaving for the US to study or to take up your college course. So what happened?
I still plan to pursue my studies, and I'm still, of course, going to finish my education. But even in high school, when I was focused mainly on school, I already took part in the plays at school. I would do drama classes, ganyan din po. Because I've always had the passion for acting. It was genuinely something that I enjoyed and something I did in my free time. And at the time, because I was so busy with school, I would just do it in the school setting with parang my school plays or drama class, ganyan. And eventually, because of the pandemic, I kind of realized na I'm capable of doing more than one thing. I'm capable of doing so many things. Why should I limit my dreams to only one thing in life when I feel like if I'm responsible and if I'm good at managing my time, I can pursue multiple passions and multiple options for what my future should be. So I think I kind of decided after reflecting with myself that I also wanted to pursue my passion, which is acting, while also doing my studies at the same time. And as long as I'm disciplined, as long as I make the time, as long as I work hard, kaya ko naman i-balance yung both.
Oh, that's nice to hear. And of course, my follow-up question is, in a couple of months, you're turning 18.
Yes po.
For your debut?
Honestly, now wala pang plans. I had a pretty big 16th birthday. So parang na-experience ko na yung malaking party setting. Kasi I had that for my 16th. And again, the pandemic made me realize what's really important to me, what I value in my life. And it seems unfair to have such a lavish celebration at this time in our world when so many people are suffering. I feel like ayoko naman maging insensitive and I would rather spend my 18th birthday just with the closest people to me while also giving back to those in need. That's what I'd rather do po.
Thank you so much, Lorin. And of course, good luck to you.
Nang.
Yan, thank you Ninang Astor. Yan. Alam mo, feel na feel ko, no, ang dami nagme-message sa akin, ang galing daw sumagot ni Lorin. Oo, I'm so proud of Lorin. Eto, talagang nagpaka-stage ako dito, di ba? Oo, iniintay ko nga yung reaction ng nanay mo eh. Oo, saka ng lola mo, pero wala silang reaction. Mukhang masyado silang na-amaze, na-amused, hanga-hanga sa'yo. Pero eto ang isa sa nagmamahal sa nanay mo na nakasama niya noon sa TV5, makakasama mo naman ngayon sa Q&A ng press conference mo. Eto, let's all welcome Miss MJ Malpori of TV5.
Hi,
MJ.
Tito June. Hi, Lorin. Grabe
Hi
si Tito
po.
June. Hindi natigil ang jet set life kahit pandemic. Well, I'm sorry,
Sandali,
my
wala
camera
kang
is off.
camera.
I'm on
MJ,
the road.
sayang ang beauty mo. Oo.
Well, I'm on the road kasi.
Ayan, okay.
So anyway, eto na. Lorin, congratulations. I loved your answer regarding your debut. I just want to ask, what are the restrictions ng mommy mo sa'yo now that you're gonna enter showbiz? Meron ba in social media or in television when you get your projects?
I mean, of course, no boyfriend, to focus on studies, focus on my career. And she just tries to instill in me that I should focus on myself rather than focusing on other people first. Parang hindi naman siya nagsasabi na walang boyfriend because she's too overprotective, but just because she's looking out for me. And obviously she wants what's best for me. And I think because I'm so young and I'm just starting my career, I'm just starting my life, there's no need for me to focus on another person as much as I'm focusing on myself. So that's her main restriction. As for everything else, I mean, they trust me naman. So they trust my judgment. They let me do what I want. Of course, they give me advice when I ask for it. But I think my mom wants me to make my own name for myself and let me follow my own path and my passion. So she lets me have control of that naman po.
Grabe, Lorin, you answer so well. So for my follow-up, this is my question na, are you gonna follow your mom's beauty contest or your knowledge skills? It's good.
As of right now po, I don't really have any plans. To be honest, I haven't thought much about it. As of now, I'd rather focus first on the showbiz side of things, my career. But honestly, in the future, my mind can change in a year. My mind can change in 3 years. We never really know. So I guess I just have to see where my mind takes me and where my future takes me in terms of beauty pageants.
Okay, yan. Medyo nawala yata si MJ, no? MJ, are you still there? Oo, mukhang nawala si MJ dahil na feel niya na ang galing-galing sumagot ni Lorin, di ba? Talaga naisip niya na kaagad ang beauty contest kasi talaga naman kahanga-hanga. Actually, kala ko walang reaction ng nanay mo, Lorin, na nanonood pala siya. Talaga may comment siya. Nagmana sa nanay, magaling sumagot. Talagang super stage mom. Talagang nagme-message.
Thank you. I was cut off there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yan, okay. So eto naman, bago natin ipasok si Ana Pingol, na kilala mo syempre ng Pika-Pika. Eto, meron akong mga ilang itatanong sa mga, eto mukhang camera shy sila, kaya ayaw nila magbukas ng camera. Ako na lang magtatanong for them. From Jonel Esteliore, o yan, oo, of Cinema Bravo. Cinema Bravo or Bravo to? Cinema Bravo, okay. Apart from acting, if there's one skill that you would like to prioritize and have Viva focus on in terms of your career, what will it be and why?
I think recently, especially, I've taken a bigger interest in modeling, photo shoots, and kind of presenting myself as a model also for brands. So I think I'd also like to focus on that. That's something I haven't really explored too much in the past, or I haven't had a lot of experience in, but definitely with the right management like Viva, I know that they'll be able to train me and give me opportunities to see where that can take me.
Okay, eto naman, may next question din si Janelle, no, na I'm sure kakatuwa ng nanay mo, okay? Since you were a kid, your mom has frequently talked about you in her interviews and TV shows. What does it feel like to have such a thoughtful mother like Rufa who has said so many good things about you?
Honestly, I would not be where I am today without my family. Of course, I wouldn't be the person who I am today without their love and their support. It was definitely different growing up in the public eye and having a mom who was in the industry. And at times it was definitely hard, but I look back on it with so much gratefulness and so much gratitude for everything my family has done for me, all the kind words that they have had to say, all their unconditional love and support. And I just because I'm doing my own career now, I still don't want to stray away or disconnect myself from my family just because I'm growing up. They will always be my rock and my safe place. So I'm super grateful for all of them, especially my mom.
Yan. Thank you, Lorin. I'm sure happy si Jonel, no? Ng Cinema Bravo sa sagot mo. Ang galing-galing, di ba? Oo. Natahimik ang mom mo. Walang message. Mukhang bilib, hangang-hanga siya sa'yo. Pero yan. Okay, eto ipapasok na natin ang susunod na magtatanong. Yan. Let's all welcome Ana Pingol o Pika Pika. Siyempre, sanay na sanay si Lorin kay Ana Pingol. Laging nasa mga party ng pamilya mo, di ba? Pero pinapasabi ni Jonel, thank you very much. Thank you for very thoughtful answers. Yan.
Thank you.
Natuwa si Jonel. So, ito, si Ana Pingol. Ana!
Hi, June.
Yan, ay. Yan.
Hi.
Hi, Lorin. Medyo nosebleed lang.
Oh.
Lorin, your lola keeps saying, mas mabait ka sa mami mo. Na ang question ko is, sino mas strict? Lola mo, mom mo, or your uncles?
Actually, out of everyone, I'd say yung mommy ko yung pinaka-strict. Compared to how Lola was with my mom, parang hindi naman siya ganun ka-strict with me. I don't know if it's kasi maybe she already let out all of her strictness sa mommy ko, so ngayon pagod na siya na maging stage lola. But I definitely say my mom is strict. As for my titos, hindi naman sila masyadong strict. The one thing everyone is super overprotective about is, of course, boyfriends, love life, ganyan, the typical. But overall, hindi naman ganun ka-strict yung family ko, which is surprising for people to hear. I think that they grew up giving me a lot of trust and a lot of freedom to make my own decisions. So, parang meron common misconception na sobrang strict yung lola ko, sobrang strict yung family ko, maybe even overbearing. But hindi naman ganyan, actually. They're pretty okay naman. They let me do my own thing kasi, again, they trust me.
And Lorin, is Venice following suit?
Honestly, I have no idea kasi sometimes she'll change her mind. She's still very on the fence. Of course, she's younger than me, so meron pa siyang oras to figure out what she wants to do. I think Venice is very, very talented, especially in singing. And I'm sure that in the future, she will do lots with that because she's a super talented girl. So I'm also excited to see what will happen as she grows up and what decisions she's going to make. I guess we just have to wait and see.
Okay, thank you, Venice, and nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ana. Yan. Kala ko ikukwento ni Lorin na super strict ang kanyang mom kasi nung nasa States siya, nandito siya, kasama ko siya every 2 minutes kung tumawag si Rupa kung i-check niya si Lorin, no? Oo. Ana, mag-mute ka na muna para yan. Okay, pero eto may nagpapatanong. Oo, may pinapatanong. Ang nagpapatanong neto si Charmaine. Kilala mo ba si Charmaine, Lorin? Oo.
Parang,
si Charmaine, oo.
Parang
eto, super active to sa social media si Charmaine, okay? Okay, Charmaine Rama. Si Charmaine Rama. Okay, want to do TV hosting daw para if ever mabigyan ka ng opportunity. Oo. At saka sandali muna, no? Sabi nito nagpapatanong. Oo, kailangan 30 years old ka pa bago mag-boyfriend.
Honestly, actually, now that it's been brought up, I'd also love to do hosting opportunities. Syempre, I grew up watching my mom host The Buzz, host Rufa, and I was on set in ABS for a lot of that with all of her hosting endeavors. So actually, I can see myself doing that as well.
Yeah, oo, I still remember nga lagi ka nandoon kayo ni Benny's. May
Um,
crown, 'di ba? Doon sa Rupa and I, 'di ba? Sinusuot
yes.
niyo lagi yung crown, 'di ba? So yeah, siguro in the future, you'll be like your mom na talagang kilala rin sa pagiging TV host. So eto na, next naman na magtatanong, eto hindi rin iba, madalas mo rin na makikita to actually pati sa taping ng reality show nyo sa Cebu nakasama siya. Let's all welcome my editor sa Abante, si Lorin. Syempre, sanay na sanay sa Abante, di ba? Loyalista ang kanyang lola, ang kanyang nanay. Don Don Sermino. Hi, Don Don.
Wow. Hi, June. Parang ibang-iba ang dating mo ngayon. Parang the normal
Actually,
June
alam mo,
nakikita
oo,
na.
alam mo, Don Don, parang alam mo, ang lamig-lamig dito sa Amerika pag gabi. Parang hindi naman kami nakabukas yung heater. Pero parang, alam mo yun, talagang parang nakakaramdam ako ng super init. Iba talaga, anak na ni Rupa na nag-artista na yan,
Parang
di ba?
kaming nanay ni Lorin na kinakabahan ka na.
Hindi,
Pinapakilala
parang
siya.
naging nanay niya ako yung nandito siya, no? Oo. Pero yan na, magtanong ka na, Don Don.
Okay,
Oo.
Lorin, kasi syempre, pag-usapan na natin yung future project mo if ever. Given the chance, sinong mga actors, young actors, na gusto mong makatrabaho or makasama, makapartner, makatandem, makalove team?
As for love team, I'll just trust Viva to make the best decision for who's fit for me. Because as of ngayon, I have no idea. But I think it would be fun to do something with my friends kasi meron din ako mga kaibigan na nasa industry. So I would definitely like to do something with my friends. And I definitely would like to work with people who I look up to, who I also grew up with, like Tita Ann, Tita Ann Curtis. I grew up with her and I feel like I really idolize her and her career. So I would love to work with her one day. Catherine Bernardo, I love all of her movies. I think that would be great. And I think eventually in the future, I think it would be fun to do maybe a project with some of my family members also. I would love to see how that would go. I feel like it would be super fun to film and work with them. So I think as of now, those are some people who I'd like to work with.
Okay. Kala ko hindi ma-mention ang name ng mom. But anyways, anong common denominator nyo ng mommy mo? Kasi ang mommy mo actually parang medyo kikay pero strong. Ganun yung personality niya yung dating sa amin. Ikaw ba? Anong pagkakapares mo sa mommy mo?
I think a definite similarity with us two is our kikayness kasi ako din sobrang girly. I love makeup, I love beauty, I love fashion. So super similar kami in terms of that. I think my mom is definitely more fierce than me kasi maybe it's because I'm so young pa. So medyo shy pa ako. Sometimes I can be introverted. My mom's super extroverted. But me and my mom, because we're so close, since of course she raised me as a single mother, we share a lot of the same interests, same taste in music, food, fashion, beauty, lifestyle. So definitely a lot of similar interests po.
Okay, and good luck. Pero sana wag masyadong ma-compare sa mom mo kasi ang mom mo talagang trendsetter din before. May gusto lang ako marinig sa'yo, Lorin. Paano mo paki-deliver naman yung favorite lines ng mommy mo na grabe. Very famous yun sa mommy mo eh.
I think one of my favorite lines would be in her movie Maybe This Time with Coco Martin. And I remember, I forgot what it was exactly, but she had a sobrang kontrabida line kasi diba kontrabida siya sa movie na yun. And actually, my favorite roles of my mom is when she's a kontrabida. I think she's so funny, so entertaining, especially in Betty La Fea also. Those were some of my favorite roles and for me, her most iconic lines.
Okay, pero what I'm talking about, Lorin, yung kasi ang mami mo ang nagpasikat ng grabe.
Grabe.
Ayan.
Grabe!
Okay. Thank you and good luck. So sana mag-guide ka rin ni June Lalin katulad ng ginawa niya sa mami. Good luck.
Ay, Don, hello daw, sabi ni Rupa, talaga naka-monitor siya, di ba? Kasi
Yeah,
palabas
she's
tayo sa Facebook ng Viva Artist Agency, di ba? Okay. Okay, anyways, yan, oo. Kala ko ida-dialogue mo yung dialogue ng mom mo kay kay Sara Geronimo, di
yeah.
ba? Oo nga. Sige nga, pasample ka nga.
I don't remember it na Tito Drew. That movie came out 4
Kala ko ba
years
naman yung backstabbing, boy grabbing
backstab.
something, di ba? Oh. Oo, yan. Oo. Yan, natatawa ako kasi nanay mo ang daming reaction, message sa akin. Oo. Pero eto, okay, syempre yan yung first batch natin ng mga nagtanong, Lorin. Pero okay, hindi pa pala yung kompleto, no? May panglima pa. Syempre eto, kilala mo rin. Eto, lumaki ang mom mo, nakasama din siya, di ba? Let's all welcome your tita Leia Salterio ng abscbn.com. Hi, Leia!
Hi,
po.
June. Also, hi, Lorin.
Hi po.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes,
Hi, good
Leia.
afternoon po.
Yeah, good afternoon. Sorry. Who are your role models while you are growing up? I mean, excluding your mom and your uncles, who have been your role models while you are growing up?
I have quite a few. I definitely think recently I've grown a liking to Amal Clooney. She's a human rights lawyer
Yeah.
and wife of
The
George
wife of George Clooney.
Yes.
Yes.
I think what she advocates for and how she's such a strong, independent woman who makes a name for herself, despite how famous her husband can be, shows that women in this day and age are able to really be such a powerful and strong figure who can make amazing change. And I think most of my role models, maybe it's because I grew up with a single working mom, but most of my role models are strong, independent, fierce women who are very career oriented and very driven. So definitely her.
All right. On the big screen, in the movies, what are the roles that you are eyeing to portray?
I think my main dream role, kasi personally,
Yes.
hopeless romantic po ako. My favorite movies are like Nicholas Sparks movies, The Notebook,
Right.
sobrang romantic dramas. And I think one day I would like to have a really powerful and really successful romantic drama. Just because personally, yan talaga yung favorite genre ko na ma-watch. So I would like to act in that one day.
All right, thank you. I also like what you said about your not celebrating a birthday bash this year, when even you're turning 18 this year. All right, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you po.
Bye.
Yan. Thank you, Leia. Oo nga. Marami
Hi, Jo.
nakakapansin doon sa sinabi mo nga, no, Lorin, tungkol sa hindi mo pag-celebrate, kakaroon ng debut party na malaki, kasi nga naman saan ang nangyayari sa ating kapaligiran sa pandemic, no ba? Oo. Pero eto, bago natin pagtanungin yung mga susunod na mag-on cam, may mga iba na nagpapatanong. Okay. Okay. Eto sabi ni Tito Mario Bautista, tinanong mo daw ba, kinuha mo ba ang permission ng dad mong si Ilmas Bectas before joining showbiz?
I didn't necessarily get permission. Hindi naman ako nagtanong na, hey, is this okay if I do this? But there's an open line of communication po between my mom and my dad. They still communicate to try and co-parent me and Venice as best as possible. And my mom definitely informed him of it. Hindi naman siya blind to everything that's happening in my life. And we update him with what's happening and take into account and respect his opinion naman. Pero my decision to join showbiz was fully my own. And I of course had to ask permission from my mom, but I didn't necessarily say that can I join? But definitely he's aware and he knows about it.
Yeah, okay. Eto from John Milo Severo. Okay, sira raw kasi yung mic ng kanyang laptop, kaya tanungin ko na lang daw sa'yo kung ano ang reaction mo na balik school na ang mom mo. Kasi syempre naka-enroll siya ngayon sa PWU, di ba?
I think it's great. My mom has always tried to instill in me when I was younger that education is the most important. And of course, in my life path, I'm going to finish my studies. And I actually think na medyo natutuwa ako kasi as I'm starting college, my mom's also starting college at the same time. Who would have thought that me and my mom would be going to college at the same time? But here we are. And I help her with her projects. And maybe when my school starts, she'll help me with mine also. We can study together. So I think it's really fun and I'm super, super proud of her. I know how passionate she is about it. And I've seen firsthand how hard she works and how hard she studies. And really, she tries her best. And I think it's always good, no matter how old you are, no matter how far you've gone in life, to discover new passions and discover new things that you want to do.
Yan. Okay. Thank you, Lorin. At syempre ha, si Natalie Tumada ng PhilStar, Philippine Star. Yan, mag-ready ka na kasi next ka na after netong pinapatanong ni Alex Brosas ng Inquirer.net. Yan. Please ask Lorin, when is being a Gutierrez an advantage? When is it a disadvantage? Yan. Kailan daw ba advantage at disadvantage ang pagiging isang Gutierrez?
I definitely think in the industry I want to go into, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend na hindi siya isang malaking advantage. I'm aware of how much privilege I have because of my last name. I'm aware of how lucky I am because of it, and I never want to take it for granted or ignore that. Because of it, they're able to give me firsthand advice on how to act on set, on how to read my lines, on how to practice for things that maybe other families wouldn't be able to provide because they don't know wala silang experience sa acting or sa Philippine showbiz. But because of my family's history, they're able to really give me a firsthand perspective on what it's going to be like. So I think because of that, I'm a lot more ready. I think as for disadvantage, syempre, if you come from such an iconic family of such talented, hardworking people, there's definitely an added pressure to live up to the expectations people may have. Because, of course, if your family is so successful, you know, you think, oh, what if ako hindi ako magiging ka-successful as them? But I kind of had to realize that I'm also my own person. I have my own life path. My family's achievements, although super great, they are not my own, and I'm gonna make my own in the future. So I try to just look at the negative pressure as a way to inspire me to work harder, to prove people wrong, and to prove myself with my own name in this industry.
Yan, thank you, Lorin. Eto, may nakalimutan ipatanong si Leia Salterio since pinag-usapan yung pag-aaral ng mom mo. Ikaw naman daw, eto, how does she intend to balance her career and her studies? Tanong ko daw sa'yo yan, sabi ni Tita Leia. Oh. So paano mo ba ibabalance ang career mo, ang showbiz career mo at ang pag-aaral?
Lots of flights, lots of late nights, lots of coffee probably, and of course, lots of hard work, time management, dedication. These are all things that I've been practicing since a very young age. And honestly, I'm the type of person that I love a challenge. I don't like it really when things are easy. I like to work hard and I like to feel rewarded for what I put into things. I know that I'll be able to do it. And I think that I want to inspire people to show them that you can follow your passions and you can follow your dreams while also pursuing an education. I want to set that example for people that you don't have to choose one over the other na dahil interested ka sa arts, hindi ka pwede magtapos ng pag-aaral. You can do both at the same time. So I definitely want to show this journey to anyone who may be following me or who may be looking up to me, to really show them a figure of someone who can balance both, to show to young people that it's possible as long as you work hard and try your best.
Yan, natuwa si Tita Leia. Ang galing-galing daw ng sagot mo. Thank you daw. Thank you rin pinapasabi ni John Severo dun sa sagot mo kanina sa pinatanong niya. Okay. O, yung sinabi mo, nakita ko nga yung dedication mo kasi yung nandito ka, nakita ko kahit madaling araw, pag kailangan mo mag-online dahil may Zoom something na meeting tungkol sa career mo, may kailangan kang i-memorize ng script, kailangan ng acting coach, kausapin ka, talaga namang gumigising ka. So I really believe diyan sa sinabi mo na totoo yan, no? So eto, sisimulan na natin ang iba pang mga magtatanong. Eto yung ating second batch, okay? Siyempre, from Philippine Star, kababayan ng lola mo, and she's always talking to your lola, okay? Let's all welcome Miss Natalie Tomada. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, June. Hi, Lorin. Siguro, I guess my first question is, on your social media accounts, you and your sister Venice come across as confident young women. So where and how and from whom did you learn about this body positivity, and what's your mom's advice in dealing with, the occasional bashers in social media?
Honestly, Paul, I think it was definitely from my family. I was raised not only by my lola, but my mom, who are both always been super confident about their bodies and super confident to show that you should love yourself. And if you love yourself, then no one's opinion matters, because at the end of the day, as long as your family and your friends support you, then the opinions of random strangers on the internet don't matter. I really want to show with my social media pages that you can be confident while also sticking true to your values, na just because maybe sometimes I post the bikini pictures, hindi naman yan ibig sabihin na I'm not a God-fearing, classy individual, and that you can do both. I think it's time that we show young women that they can and should be confident with their bodies, and it's your own body, it's your own ownership, and you should do what you want with it. At the end of the day, I think self-love and self-confidence is the most important thing. And as long as you love yourself, then the opinions of those who don't matter won't faze you. So I think with my social media posts, sometimes I've been in controversy because of it, but I've always rose above it. And my Lala always said, it just means more people are talking about you. I mean, I think my body and what I choose to do with it shouldn't be a discussion meant for anyone else other than me and my family. As long as they're comfortable and okay with it, and as long as I'm comfortable and okay with it, then I don't think there's that big of a problem.
Yeah, my follow-up question actually, I'm just curious, when did you realize that you are a Gutierrez? Parang when did you realize na you belong to the, mga illustrious na showbiz families?
I think it was actually when I was really young. Kasi nung bata pa po ako, I would love to read. That was my favorite pastime. And I was looking around the house, and syempre maraming magazines with my family members at the front, or the articles were about them. And I noticed na at my friend's house, hindi man ganon. Wala naman yung parents nila na sa magazine cover. So I was kind of like, okay, why is my family on all these magazines? And then I would read them and learn more about my family, read their articles. And that's when I kind of realized, okay, something's different here. But I was very lucky to be raised in an environment where my friends and the people around me never really treated me differently because of my last name. My mom never spoiled me too much, or I like to think I have a pretty good head on my shoulders, and I'm still humble and down to earth. And I try to be the most normal person I can be, despite how strange my family's profession can seem to some other people. But I really am grateful for the fact that my family tried to give me a normal childhood. Obviously, hindi naman ako ganun ka-exposed sa media or sa showbiz side of things until now that I'm 18 and I'm able to make my own decisions. So I think because of that, I got the opportunity to be raised as a normal child with a pretty normal childhood, actually. So I'm super grateful for that.
Thank you, Lorin. Thank you, June.
Thank you, Natalie. Yan. Maraming salamat. Pero eto, bago ko itanong yung pinapatanong ni Robert Ricantina, the editor of Manila Bulletin, eto, marami kasing sinasabi sila dito. Pinagchichismisan ka, Lorin, dito sa chat group, ha? Sabi ni Ana Pingol, ang smart ni Bagets, ang bongga. Sabi naman ni Leo Bukas, husay niyang sumagot at magsalita. Okay. Yan, okay. Ang bongga, di ba, pinag-uusapan kanila. At least, ang ganda ng sinasabi nila, di ba? Pero eto, ang Robert Recantina of Manila Bulletin. Eto ang tanong niya. Naku, eto na naman, sumingit na naman ang nanay mo. nagmana sa nanay, sabi niya, okay. Oh. Okay, yan. Okay. Yan. Sige, Rupa, hindi ko mabasa. Sumisingit yung mga messages mo. Okay. Question ni Robert, would you be interested to join beauty pageants like your mom? Rupa, yan. Okay.
As of now, I think again I want to focus on mainly my career in showbiz here and acting. But again, I don't know what the future holds. Right now I'm still 17, so ayoko magsabi ng definite answer because I'm not sure my mind can change at any moment. But I guess we'll see where life takes me and if my mind changes or what I decide to pursue in the future. So as of right now, honestly, my honest answer go, I have no idea. I really have no idea, but I guess we'll see.
Ayan. Eto may sinabi talaga ni Lea Salterio. Eto, Lorin is a talker. She can be a good host. Ang bongga. Oo, di ba? Oo. Tama-tama. Ako, para akong sobrang na-amaze na talagang parang I'm such a fan talaga na feeling ko daig mo pang mom mo. Oo. Oo. Pero eto okay. Ang next question ni Robert, what do you like most about your mom, Rupa? Share us some kwento. I-chismis mo natin mo. Okay.
I think one of my favorite things about my mom is how giving she is. Kahit every morning I'll wake her up at 8 a.m. being like, hi mommy, can I have 500 for load? Even if she's super sleepy, bibigyan ako ng 500 para sa load ko or para sa grab food ko. She always gives a lot. And not only to me, but to the people around her. Everyone who knows her knows how generous and how loving she is. And whenever she walks into a room, she has the ability to really light it up and make everyone smile. And I think that's a quality na sobrang rare at wala masyadong tao na has that ability to make so many people that happy, but she does. And I think she's a super special person and I'm super lucky to have her as my mom.
Yan. Thank you, Lorin. Okay. Ito sabi naman may pinapatanong si Tito Mario Bautista, pinapahabol niya. Are you fluent ka daw ba sa Tagalog o sa English lang? Oo.
Opo, nagtatagalog po ako. Minsan po pero meron pa po akong accent. So nahihiya po ako na mag-Tagalog. But I learned how to speak Tagalog from watching teleseries. Ever since bata pa ako, especially Darna, Got to Believe, Betty La Fea, and of course, being on set with my family. Syempre, natuto po ako para mag-Tagalog.
Yan. Okay, thank you, Lorin. At eto na ang next na magtatanong sa'yo. Oo. Let's all welcome from Abante tonight, Roldan Castro. Hi, Roldan.
Hi, good afternoon, June. Good afternoon, Lorin.
Hi, good afternoon po.
Yes, ang first question ko, may pressure ba na miyembro ka ng Gutierrez clan? Lalo't papasok ka na sa showbiz, parang anak ni Miss Rupa Gutierrez.
Yes po. There's a lot of pressure, of course, especially not only from my family, but also the fans. I don't want to let down the people who support my family. At gusto ko po i-meet yung mga expectations or actually i-exceed ng mga expectations that everyone has of me. But rather than using the pressure as a negative, ginagawa ko na lang po siya ng motivation for me to work harder and for me to prove myself and show everyone na kaya ko din po to. Na I can make my own name for myself and create my own path in this industry po.
Ayan. May mga napanood ka ba ang movie ng mama mo? Miss Rupa?
Yes, a lot.
May gusto ka bang i-remake, if in case?
I-remake? Actually, one of my favorite movies of hers was Shake, Rattle, and Roll with yung parang haunted na wedding dress. When I watched it, pumunta po ako sa premiere. And I think I was mga 8, tapos umiyak ako at saka umalis ko, mga 10 minutes into the movie. But now that I was older, I watched it again, rewatch ko. And I think actually one day it would be super fun to do a horror, especially as iconic as the Shake, Rattle, and Roll series. And that's definitely one of my favorite performances of hers.
Oh, okay. Ang last question ko, sinabi mo kanina gusto makasama sina Ann, sina Catherine, pero sinong gusto mong makapartner kung bibigyan ka ng chance ng Viva?
Honestly, I have no idea. Actually, wala akong masyadong opinion sa mga ka-love team ko. I think that's a decision better made by my management. I don't want to give too much of my opinion or tell them this is what I think is best. I think I trust Viva enough to know that whoever they'll partner me with in the future will be the best decision for me. And obviously, because Viva's so respectable and such a good management, I know that they'll provide me with someone who's perfect for my career. So I'll just put my trust in the Viva bosses na lang po.
Ayun. Ay, paano mo pala hina-handle yung halimbawa yung sita ng uncle mo, ang mama mo nung mag-post ka ng sexy photo?
Hindi naman po sila nagagalit. I'm sure some people have think na kasi of their comments, ganyan, nagagalit sila. But actually, it's all jokes. We all laugh about it. Hindi naman sila seryoso. At the end of the day, if my family didn't want me posting the photos I post, I wouldn't be posting them. Of course, I respect their opinion. And they just support me no matter what I do. So.
Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roldan. Yan. Okay. Syempre, kaya nga tayo nandito. Kaya nga pumirma si Lorin sa Viva Artist Agency, sa Viva nila Boss Vic. Talaga naman ganun yung tiwala niya, ganun yung tiwala ng kanyang mom, Rufa, and Lola Annabelle. Kaya, syempre, mas maganda na ang Viva ang magdesisyon when it comes to kung sino ba ang dapat makapartner ni Lorin sa kanyang mga acting projects, di ba? So eto, next naman na magtatanong after Roldan Castro, eto, yan, masyado kasi maraming chika dito sa ano, eto na, from push.abscvn.com, let's all welcome Leo Bucas. Hi, Leo.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi po. Good afternoon.
Feeling ko nanonood ako ng Miss Universe. Kung paano magsalita si Lorin, di ba? Mas magaling pa magsalita kaysa sa mga contestants doon. Anyway, my question is, sa tansya mo, sa palagay mo, Lorin, sino ang mas magaling umarte between you and your mom? Kasi nag-theater ka, di ba? Siyempre, nagkakaroon ka somehow ng assessment, di ba?
I think definitely my mom, because at the end of the day, she's been in showbiz since she was 13 years old. So yung experience niya sobrang extensive. She's had first-hand experience of being on a set and having so many different roles. So I think as of now, definitely her. But hopefully one day after projects and after my own experiences, then I'll be able to reach her level, hopefully one day. But I think definitely my mom.
Follow up ko lang, ano yung best advice na binigay sa'yo ng mom mo ngayon na you are entering show business? Yung talagang tumatak sa'yo at yung dadalhin mo kapag tumagal ka na sa industry na to?
Actually, the biggest or best advice that she gave me was something super small na I think a lot of people forget, but is super important. It's to, whenever you go on set, be super respectful to everyone. Make sure you say hi, thank you, goodbye to every single person on set, especially your elders, your veteran actors who are working with you. Ang dami niya kasing horror stories na nasa set yung mommy ko, tapos yung mga bagong artista, hindi nagbabate, ganyan. And as an artist, especially starting out, I know my place naman, and I know I have to work my way up. And I think it's super important to be respectful to everyone you work with and to be kind to everyone you work with. And I think that's something that young artists or anyone who plans to join showbiz should remember and understand. It's to make bate to everyone and be respectful of everyone on set.
Last na lang, isang hirita lang. Sino ang showbiz crush mo? Parang mula kanina hanggang ngayon, parang wala ka pa nababanggit na gano'n, na guy from showbiz na crush mo, kung meron man.
Parang yung crush ko lahat international as of ngayon eh. Kasi yung mga ka-age ko, lahat sila kaibigan ko. Tapos yung mga hindi ka-age ko, masyado naman silang gurang. So, lahat ng crushes ko international. Baka sa Harry Styles na lang yung sasabihin ko.
Okay, thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Yan, thank you, Leo. Yan. Okay, after Leo, let's proceed naman tayo kay Kate Adahar. Hi, Kate.
Good afternoon, Kuya. Good afternoon, Lorin. Um,
Hi, good afternoon.
you mentioned earlier that you and your mom share the love for beauty and makeup. And we know she's a Miss World princess, no? Did she give you beauty rules to live by growing up?
Yes. I think the biggest tip I learned from her is whenever you're doing your eye makeup, put white eyeliner sa waterline to open up your eyes. My mom always did that whenever she was getting ready and getting dressed up. Of course, my mom's skin is beautiful, so she gives me a lot of skincare tips also. Sinabi niya noon na linalagay niya ng raw egg yung face niya as a natural face mask. Hindi ko pa yun na-try. I don't know if I will try it, but that's something that she used to do. And of course, with clothes, she always tells me what looks good, what doesn't, in a brutally honest way, which sometimes I need because sometimes I put on an outfit that I think's cute, but my mom's like, no. And then looking back, I'm like, yeah, my mom was right. It wasn't that cute. So of course, she gives me a lot of style and beauty tips, which I'm super grateful for.
Thanks. And for my second question, I know you're still not allowed to have a boyfriend, no? But what lessons did you learn about love from your Lola and your mom? That maybe of you
Um, I think I learned that you should really be careful who you marry. You should really just make sure you know the person. And that's what my mom always told me. Whenever you're looking for a guy, you should look at not only him, but his background, who his friends are, who his family is. Because um, the people that someone surrounds themselves with tells a lot about their character. And of course, finding someone who's God fearing, who shares the same values as you. Of course, sometimes when you're dating and you're young, you don't think about those things long term, but it's really those important conversations that you need to have, which is why I think my Lolo and Lola's marriage lasted so long. It's because their families get along so well and they really know each other and they've known each other for so long. So I think my biggest tip is just to be careful who you marry and make sure you really know the person.
You're so articulate. Congratulations, Lorin.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Kuya.
Yeah, thank you, Kate Adahar. Okay, eto naman, no? Um, may mga ibang mga pinapatanong din dito. Okay. Pero sige, bago itong mga pinapatanong, ipapasok muna natin si Alan Sangkon. Oo, isang kilalang vlogger din. Hi, Alan!
Hi, June. Hi, Lorin. Hello.
Hi po.
Tanong ko lang, Lorin, the last time we interviewed you dun sa pictorial, I think, ng isang cosmetics na nag-endorsed ka, di ba? Parang nag-trending yung mo nun, nung video mo nun because talking about pageantry. Yan. Siguro before yung question ko dahil may init-init pa yung yung Miss Universe kahapon at sinabi mo meron namang chance, if given a chance, baka magbago yung isip mo to enter yung pageantry. So ikaw kung ikaw yung sasagot nung tanong kay Miss Mexico na if you were the leader of your country, how would you handle COVID-19 pandemic? How will you answer that as a beauty queen?
I think the first thing I would do if I was the leader of my country would be to look at the people or the communities who aren't that privileged and who don't have a lot of access to hospitals or to vaccines or to medicine because they're the people who need our help the most. I think I would try to set up a way that people from lower income families would be able to get access to the necessary healthcare needed. Definitely distribution of masks. Also targeted towards the people who need it the most and can't afford. Because, of course, if you have your own money and if you're a private enterprise or a private business, you're able to distribute those things to your employees. But we really need to look at people who maybe don't have jobs or people who aren't able to get those things for themselves and figure out how can we provide for those who aren't necessarily able to get the resources that they need. So I think that's what I would do. Definite distribution first and foremost to people who are less privileged and who need it the most.
So, pwedeng-pwede ka nang sumaling Miss Universe. In answering that question. Yung second question ko, Lorin, anong height mo ngayon?
I'm only like 5'4". I'm not tall. That's also another thing with pageantry. A lot of people think I'm tall kasi yung mommy ko 5'10". Hindi ko alam kung ano yung nangyari sa akin, why I'm so short. But hopefully, iinom na lang ako ng cherry fur para maka maging tall din. Kasi I'm only 5'4".
Bakit medyo natagalan before you decided to go back? Eto, tuloy-tuloy na ba to yung pagpasok mo ng showbiz, not just endorsement? And ano yung gusto mong atahakin? Tulad ba ng mami mong acting or beauty queen, or gusto mo bang hosting or singing or dancing? Ano yung gusto mong ipakita dun sa mga fans mo?
I think the reason why it took me so long is kasi before I was focusing on my studies in high school, syempre yung high school sobrang intense ng workload, ganyan. So I really wanted to graduate high school first. And also now that I'm turning 18, I'm becoming an adult, I'm able to kind of make my own decisions that aren't based on just emotions. Kasi noon I was so indecisive. One day I wanted to do it, one day I didn't. And I just kind of needed to wait for myself to be ready and to mature. And I feel like now is a good time to be able to do that. My schedule is going to be more open and I'll have more responsibility over my own time and what I choose to do. And I think I'm mature enough to be able to really handle everything that showbiz does to a person. As for what I want to focus on, lahat naman po, I want to be a well-rounded artist. I want to be a well-rounded individual. Ayoko mag-focus on one thing tapos hindi ako pwede magawa ng ibang skills. I definitely want to develop anything I'm capable of, and I just want to be as well-rounded as an artist as possible po.
Yan, thank you Alan Oo, syempre, thank you. Marami pa rin tayong mga ibang magtatanong. Eto, wala pa sila sa list, pero eto, nag-message sila sa akin. So eto na, tatawagin natin si Binya Bibar. Yan, kilalang kilala rin to ng mom and ng lola mo. Yes, Binya? Yan.
Hello. Hi, June. Hi, Lorin.
Hi po.
Welcome to Showbiz.
Thank you.
Kanina nabanggit mo yung naging advice sa'yo ng mom mo sa pagpasok mo sa showbiz. Ano naman yung binigay na advice sa'yo ng lolo mo, lola mo, and Tito Richard mo? Pati na rin si Tito Raymond.
I think the best advice that my lolo actually gave me was, if you're gonna do it because you love it. My lolo has been an actor for so many decades, and even until now, when he has a role, he still takes it because of his love for the craft, and because he really does love acting. And he said that when you love something, it will show through your performances on screen. So he told me to always remember that passion, and hindi lang siya job, it's also something that you love to do. It's a passion, it's a hobby, it's an art. It's more than just a job or a title. It's more than the followers, it's more than the money, it's more than the endorsements. At the end of the day, it's really you and your art. And I think that's the best advice he gave me, because it reminded me what acting really is about.
Mm-hmm. Tito Richard mo, may binigay bang advice sa'yo?
Tito Richard's advice was that there's gonna be long hours. There's gonna be a lot of hard work put into it. Kasi syempre before my tito was working so much, he wouldn't come home until mga 6 a.m. ganon. And he just said, drink a lot of coffee and be ready for long hours of waiting on set. It's not all glamour. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of long hours. And there's a lot that goes into it. So definitely to be ready for all of that. Not just all the glitz and glamour, but also the times where you have to wait on set for 5 hours, 6 hours, waiting for the next take. And definitely to save your money, make wise investments. Just because you're successful doesn't mean you should spend everything immediately. So yeah, that's some of the best advice.
Second question ko is, syempre nakikita rin naman namin yung mga post mo na mga sexy photos, bikini photos. So kung may offer ba na magpa-sexy ka ng gano'n, yung gano'n lang naman sa movies or sa projects, okay ba sa'yo?
I think that's a definite no, because with my Instagram photos and with what I post on social media, it's up to me. It's my own decision, and I'm in control of the narrative I want to put out. I'm in control of the picture I put out. I'm in control of what it looks like. And Definitely when it comes to acting, I just don't think I would feel comfortable for sexy roles yet because it's something much bigger than just an Instagram photo. That's definitely a commitment that you have to make to know that you're comfortable enough to do that. I'm sure there are many people out there who feel super comfortable with themselves to be able to do those types of roles. And to anyone who is, I applaud you. But I personally am just not comfortable doing those types of sexy roles.
Okay, yun lang. Thank you.
Yan.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Bia. Yan, very well said. Lorin, no? Hindi ko kailangang alangin ang tanong na yon dahil talaga naman ang galing. Oo, talaga ang galing mong sumagot, di ba? Sabi ni Rupa, Binya, eto na, okay?
Oh, sige.
Wholesome daw muna, okay? Iba nga naman yung sa
I
Instagram,
knew it. Ganun
iba yung
sasabihin
sa
niya.
Oo, 'di ba? Oo. Yan. Pero yan, alam mo, Lorina, ito nakakaloka. Ang daming mga private messages. Si Natalie Tumalia sabi niya, walang bakal si Rupa, dire-diretso sumagot. Talino niya, walang etyos. Yan, nakakabilib, 'di ba? Oo. Yan. Thank you, Binya. Ito, isa pang malapit sa mom mo, lola mo. Syempre, laging nakasuporta sa mga Gutierrezes. Let's all welcome Salve Asis. Salve, yan, mag-camera ka na. Hindi ka pwedeng umiwas. Okay. Ako, sandali. Bakit hindi pa nagka-camera si Salve? Yan. Salve, yan. Kasama pa ba natin si Salve? Oo. Yan, nakakalungkot. Mukhang iniwan na po tayo ni Salve. Yan. Yan, sige, maya-maya we'll call her. Eto muna, syempre, ang Tita Ian Parinas mo. Hi, Ian! Ako, parang, oo.
Lorin.
Hi po!
Hi, good afternoon. Gusto ko lang malaman, now that you're entering showbiz, sa tingin mo, sa palagay mo, dahil kilala mo silang dalawa, sino ang magiging, mas stage mother ba si Rufa o mas magiging super stage grandmother ba si Tita Annabelle?
I think both, pero in different ways. Parang si Lola, mas stage Lola siya in terms of my contracts or what big deals I take. Parang the big projects, my Lola is super focused on that and is really strict or it's really looking into that. Kasi, of course, my Lola was a manager before, so she has first-hand knowledge of what deals I should take, what I shouldn't. And she definitely can be a stage Lola with that. But as for day-to-day, definitely my mom. She's in front of me. She's been sitting in front of me this whole press con. She's just here in her robe. And I definitely would say she's a stage mother. So
Thank you, Lorin. Thank you,
thank
John.
you.
Thank you, Yaan. So balikan na natin si Salve Asis na nagbukas na ng camera. Pero natawag ko na si, Hi, Salve. Salve, Yaan, natawa si Rupa sa sinabi mo, Lorin, na stage mother siya. Oo. Yaan, oo. Salve, nakakamera ka na ba? Ako, alam mo, itong si Salve, gusto niya talaga, pagurin ako. Kailangan tawag-tawagin ko siya bago siya magbukas ng camera. Ayan na. Okay, hi. Sino kasama mo, Salve? Sa parlor si Salve? Nasa parlor ba siya? Nagpa-parlor ba siya? O ano na,
Hi,
Salve?
June. Nasa Seda. Nagla-lunch kami. Sorry. Hi, Lorin.
Hi po.
Lorin. Hi. Lorin, hindi ko sure kung natanong na kasi nagda-drive ako. Lorin, ano yung dream project mo ever since nung bata ka na hindi ka pa nag-showbiz?
Definite romance movie po kasi hopeless romantic po ako. So a blockbuster romantic drama is something I would love to do kasi I think I just love romantic movies. All my favorite movies are romances. And I think the Filipinos, parang lahat tayo, we sobrang appreciate romance films. So that's something I would like to do, a nice blockbuster romance. For sure.
Ah, wow. What about yung mga Korean drama? Anong mga peg mo sa mga ganon?
Yeah, I love Korean series, Korean dramas. Parang Descendants of the Sun, Legends of the Blue Sea, Weightlifting Fairy, ganyan. At saka again, that goes back to romance kasi they're all super romantic and they make me super kilig. So I would love to do an adaptation of maybe a Korean thing in the future. I think that would be super fun.
Oh, thank you, Lorin. Thank you, June. Sorry.
Yan, thank you. Yan, Salve. Yan, oo. Alam mo si Salve kasi Korean fan yan eh, mga Korean novelas. Oo, kaya gusto
Ako din.
rin niya, yun ang ano mo, para papanoorin niya kaagad. So after
Oo.
Salve Asis,
Thank
eto,
you.
susunod naman natin. Thank you, Ateng. Susunod naman natin mula sa PTV4, Rise and Shine Pilipinas, Pamela. Hi, Pamela Ablola. Tama ba?
Hello po, Tito June. Hi, Lorraine.
Hi po.
Ayan, I could see na fun mo na ako kasi the way you speak talaga namang bonggang-bongga pwede nang maging host. So first question ko po, for the next 5 years, ano yung mga gusto mo nang magawa dyan sa showbiz?
I think the first things I want to do is definitely some sort of acting project, of course. To be able to finally be able to do that, I think will be a super big achievement for me. And just building my name, building my career, hopefully a lot of endorsements and a lot of support. And honestly, I'm not picky. I trust my management to give me the best projects possible. I know that whatever God intends for me will fall into my way. Wala naman ako masyadong high demands or high expectations. I'm just super open to doing whatever will further my career. And if I have to work my way up and start from the bottom and work my way up, I will do it. I have no problems with that. I know that I'm only new and I have so much to look forward to. So I'm just excited for whatever project comes my way. I'm super grateful for all of them.
Yan. For the second question naman po, anong personality ng mommy mo yung gusto mong dalhin?
I definitely think it's her strength. Her ability to be able to be so independent and be so powerful as a woman. I think as an almost 18-year-old girl starting out my career, it's super important to realize how I need to be strong and I need to be independent, to not let people take advantage of me or to be swayed in the wrong direction. I need to have a good sense of self and sense of stability. So that's definitely something I want to get from my mom, her independence and strength.
And for the project naman, Miss Universe or Miss World, like your mom?
Miss Universe naman. Mom, yes. Universe na lang.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pamela. Yan. Okay. So yan, masyadong humanga sa iyo ang entertainment press, ang mga vloggers na kasama natin, Lorin. Talaga namang masaya sila the way na sumasagot ka sa mga tanong nila. Ikaw ba, Lorin, bago natin tapusin to, ikaw, bago ba magsimula, kinabahan ka ba? And during the press conference, anong naramdaman mo hanggang eto na, patapos na tayo?
Honestly, hindi naman ako nakabahan. I was just super excited. And I think during the press conference, it just feels kind of surreal na finally my career is starting and that this is the signifier of such a new chapter in my life. And honestly, I'm so excited and I'm so grateful for all of the opportunities. Thank you so much to everyone who came here today. Thank you for taking time out of your day to ask questions. Thank you so much, Tito June. I know how late it is in LA. I hope you're enjoying. I miss it so much. Thank you for taking time out of your night, of course, to be here and host and organize this. And of course, the biggest thank you to Viva, to the bosses. Thank you for putting your trust in me. And thank you for being able to manage my career in the future. Boss Vic, Boss Vincent, Boss Veronique, thank you so much, Viva, my new family.
Yeah, and thank you, Lorin. Oo. Wala ka bang message dyan sa stage mom mo sa tabi mo? Oo.
Thank you, Mommy, for watching me this whole time. Hope you enjoyed. Hope I didn't disappoint.
Hindi ka ba na-stress?
She actually, meron siyang mga papel na, here, show it. Can you show it nga? Meron siyang mga papel, tapos permanent marker. And then if she wants me to say something, she'll write it.
Yeah.
Tapos,
bongga.
I can...
Parang ano talaga siya, production assistant. Parang may na-idiot board. Ay. Okay. Alam mo, parang siya na yung pinaka stage mother of all stage mothers. The ultimate, yan.
True.
Nakakaaliw. Oo. Gusto mo ba tanungin kita tungkol sa mom mo? Oo. Parang may merong walang hindi nagtanong. Oo. Hindi. Wag na natin tanong sa yung love life ng nanay mo. Oo. Wag na natin itanong yung naliling sa kanyang ex-mayor. Oo. 'Di ba? Pero yan, ang saya-saya lang this evening. Siyempre pa sa pag-welcome po kay Lorin dito sa Viva Artist Agency, dito po sa Viva. Yan, siyempre with Viva, siguradang maraming gagawin si Lorin na mga proyekto, di ba? Nakaka-excite na makitang umaarte si Lorin. Yan. Lorin, thank you very much. Eto, sobra. Hanggang ngayon that we're almost done. Talaga namang eto, sobrang dami ng mga papuri, nakakatuwa, no? Nakakatuwa na nagustuhan ka nila. Marami nagsasabi na pwede kang maging TV host din. Siguro naisip ngayon ng mga taga-Viva nila Boss Vic, nila Boss Veronique, ni Vincent, di ba, na baka pwede nga, di ba? Oo. Magi-18 ka pa lang sa August 3, pero talaga namang ang galing-galing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Your mom's so proud of you, your lola. Eto na. Ayaw patalbog ng stage, lola. Eto, may text siya. Kumusta ang press con? Tapos na? Maganda ba si Lorin? Okay ba ang mga sagot niya? Oo. Baka may message ka para masabi ko sa lola mo na hindi siya na-etchapuera dito. Dahil may kinalaman din siya dito sa pagpasok mo sa Viva Artist Agency. What's your message naman for your lola? Huwag natin kalimutan.
Went well, Lola. I didn't disappoint. Thank you so much for always supporting me. I love you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lorin. Ang saya-saya po ng pag-welcome po kay Lorin bilang newest talent po ng Viva Artist Agency. Hay, nako, at least nakatapos po tayo, di ba? Aabangan na lang natin ano nga ba ang mga naghihintay na proyekto kay Lorin. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. Huwag niyo pong kalimutang supportahan si Lorin. Di ba? I-follow niyo po siya sa kanyang mga social media accounts, sa kanyang YouTube channel, sa Instagram, at kung ano-ano pa, di ba? Oo. Siyempre, aabangan natin ang mga upcoming projects niya with Viva. Thank you and keep safe everyone. Yan, nagbabakil ako, di ba? Hindi nagbakil si Lorin, kaya ako ang nagbakil for her. Pero siyempre, don't forget to follow Viva Artist Agency on their Facebook page. Yan. At siyempre, ang Facebook page po nila ay facebook.com/Viva Artist Agency. Sa Twitter naman ay Viva Artist _ yan. At sa Instagram ay Viva Artist Agency para sa mas marami pang exclusive updates. So Lorin, i-plug mo muna ang mga social media accounts mo bago tayo tuluyang magpaalam.
My Instagram and my TikTok are both Lorin Gabriela. My YouTube is Lorin Gutierrez, and my Twitter is Lorin Gabriela with 2 A's. Follow me, check my social medias out. And again, thank you to everyone who took the time out of their day to watch this. Thank you for all the support.
Yan, maraming salamat. Maraming salamat, Perlin. Maraming salamat kay Karil, sa mga taga-Viva Artist Agency, sa lahat-lahat po ng tumutok dito po sa launch ni Lorin Gutierrez bilang pinaka-newest na talent ng Viva Artist Agency. Yan, abangan po natin ang mga mangyayari sa career ni Lorin Gutierrez. And this is June Lalin po para sa press con po ni Lorin Gutierrez. Good evening!